All right. Hey, hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to make a video on the birth rate in the United States. There was a recent figure that came out that gave data on the birth rate, and it's now 1.6 per woman in the United States. So basically, the replacement rate, I think, is right around 2.1 or 2.2 children that each woman needs to have in order to basically replace the population and keep it at the same level. So right now we're at 1.6, which means that there's just not enough babies being born to maintain the current system, right? Without enough younger people, there's not going to be enough younger people to support the system as it lays right now, and all the government programs and all of the basically the things that people need to do in the economy to work and to have a younger population to do that. You have the baby boomers retiring, or in large part already retired. And if there's not enough young people to replace them, sure, technology will help out a little bit and you won't need as many workers maybe. But if there's not enough young people, there's not enough, there's not a big enough tax base. The tax base is reduced because there's not as many people that are working, and it's going to lead to other problems. So, we've seen that the working age population is going down. Again, that just means that there's less people to tax. So fewer people are going to be able to work. Fewer people are going to be able to maintain the system as it currently lies. You think about all the jobs just around utilities and maintaining the infrastructure, maintaining the roads. I mean, everything that you have to do, garbage collection, oil, producing products in a factory, having all the workers to do that, agriculture. If there's not enough people to do that, then there's going to have to be technological advancements where you just don't need as much people, or things are going to have to change. So immigration was another thing too, where hey, we're not having as many kids just naturally here in this country. So you've seen there's been a lot more people coming into the country because we don't have enough people that want to work or that want to do certain jobs. And so people will move from their country into the United States, whether it's legally or illegally, because they can make potentially more money here and have a chance at a better life than they do at their own country. But we're having an increase in that because there's just not enough people being born domestically here in the United States. So, and we might need a lot of that too, because if we don't have the workforce or the babies that are being born naturally here, you have to find the labor, you have to find the resources somewhere. And so a lot of times that comes from different countries. It doesn't help their country, right? If you consider like Brazil or Guatemala or France, any country really, if a bunch of people are leaving that country and coming to the United States, it doesn't help France or Brazil, right? Because they still want to have their population of workers and tax base and everything like that for their own country. So it's a zero-sum game. If we get people, a different country's losing people. But the fact that no one's having kids or that the birth rate is way down is not a good sign, at least for the long-term prospects of the country. Because you want to have enough people coming in to replace the people that are retiring, the people that are dying, and that can no longer work. If you just don't have enough young people, right, you turn into like Japan or China. Like China's going to end up because they just, they had a baby policy thing in place where you could only have, one kid or two kids, and then a lot of them just didn't have kids. They moved into the urbanization phase of things, and again, I'll say it again. That's the reason why people are, they move to Texas or they move to like the Midwest or somewhere where there's a bunch of land, because you can get land, you can buy a house for pretty reasonable, and you can start a family, in a cheaper cost of living area. You can have land for your family to grow. You can get a couple pets maybe and have a nice family life. If everyone moves into like a condo where the buildings are really tall and there's not a lot of living space and there's not a lot of room to run, and the economy in general isn't providing a lot of disposable income, that's what we've seen. Not a lot of people are having kids. They don't feel financially comfortable with it. And it's leading to a birth rate that is getting dangerously low. And it's going to have long-term impacts, right? You need to have enough young people to support the Ponzi scheme, which is the United States, right? If you don't have enough young people growing up, you're not going to have the money to do anything. You're not going to have the workers. You're not going to have the tax base to fund all of the liabilities that we've promised, and that's why we're so much in debt, right? But that's a topic for another video. So yeah, in summary, you need to have favorable conditions for having kids, whether that's tax incentives or certain states, like I said, like Texas or places in the Midwest, making it more affordable and easier for people to get a single family house and to have land, to feel more comfortable to start a family. People can have kids. They can have kids in a more of an urban situation, but the data just doesn't say that they do. The data supports having single family home, more land, more space, cheaper cost of living, for the birth rate to be higher. Everyone that's living in a condo that there's thousands of units all within a small radius, there's just not a lot of repopulation happening and under that condition. So you guys let me know what you think. I thought it was interesting to see that the birth rate had gone down so much. And do you think there's anything we can do to change it? Let me know what you think. It's an interesting topic. You can subscribe for more. You can like the video. And we will see you on the next one. Take care.